My name is Gino Lispi. I'm from northeastern Pennsylvania, about to move to Los Angeles in 2 days. First instrument I ever played was the drums. That was kind of my thing for almost a decade, and I was playing in bands, my friends' basements, just locally, and I don't know, it's kind of funny. Eventually I wanted to start recording rap songs at our rehearsals and at our recording sessions, and they thought I was kidding. I didn't know if I was really serious or not, but I really wanted to try it because I loved hip-hop forever, even though I was playing drums in these like indie bands. So drums is kind of how it started and just evolved into recording. Musicians inspired me most. Off the bat, Mos Def was, I think, my biggest influence. I think he probably always will be. Eminem was a big influence too, although our subject matters is, Mos Def has a different upbringing than I do, and so does Eminem, and the same can be said for every artist, but Eminem is just so technical, you know what I mean? And Mos Def is kind of the same way, but he's a little bit more poetic. That kind of spoke to me a little bit more. Tupac, which I feel like everybody says, but like I don't feel like everybody really listens to him. I like a lot of the Tupac stuff. I don't know. Those are my top 3 favorite rappers, but I think those are the rappers that started to influence me most from the jump. I've always considered myself to mainly be like a perspective writer. Like I write what I see, mostly. I don't typically really speak my feelings so much. I mean, I do, of course, but I like to kind of tell a story that's based on something that I've seen. It's kind of like when you ask a friend, like, hey, so a friend of mine has this situation going on, but it's really just about you. That kind of thing. I will mirror my personal shit by way of telling a story about somebody else. I've told people forever that the song's about my buddy and this girl. It's about me and a girl. Beyond that, perspective stuff. Things that I see. I just shot a video 2 days ago for a track off of my EP, Watch Me Chew, for Never Wrong. That's the name of the song. And we shot a green screen. I worked with James McCabe and my man Jared from Fantasy Camp Productions, so I'm really anxious to kind of see how that comes out. I have the utmost faith in these guys, so there's going to be a lot of post-production stuff, but I think the shoot went really, really well. We like the track Never Wrong a lot, so that's coming out. Aside from music videos, there's a lot of media surrounding this Watch Me Chew EP because I work with this group here in my town locally called Abstract Peoples, and those guys are like family to me. Saxophone, keys, bass, guitar, like percussion section, and we kind of take these studio tracks to another place. We've been doing shows. Fantasy Camp actually recorded a couple of those shows, so there's a lot of media from that. There's like live footage that you can see. So as far as videos go, those are the ones that are either already available, but the Never Wrong video is coming up, and that will be seen soon. I guess everybody knows they're good. You gotta like believe in yourself, but it's more along the lines of like, are you good enough to want to get better, kind of thing. I know I'm trying to sound humble and stuff, but I mean that. I guess at some point when the tracks started falling together and you actually develop your own kind of style, or realize that you actually have one. Before that, it's just all experimentation, and you don't know if you're good. You don't know where your niche is, and you don't know if you should even kind of keep rapping. Bands are one thing. Your band can suck, and you can play in that band forever, and you can make music that you want to make, and it sucks forever. But with rap, there's a lot of pride, there's a lot of ego involved, and if you're garbage, you're garbage, and to recognize you're not garbage, that's great. You know what I mean? But to kind of find your voice and your style and like what you like to do and kind of build upon that and make yourself better. I guess that happened a couple years ago. I couldn't tell you when, I couldn't tell you the moment. I've loved songs that I thought were awesome, and then I wrote a bunch that sucked. So I don't know. The first album I ever bought was Wyclef, The Carnival. I've been given some really good advice. I haven't remembered all of it. The most cool advice I was ever given, though, I was at a video shoot. I'm not gonna drop any names, and it was friends of mine, and somebody's buddy was in the back, and I was chatting with him. I think we were having a cigarette or something, and he goes, "Just remember one thing." This is what this guy said. I swear, he goes, "Just remember one thing. No one got anywhere without making jack moves," and just like ice grilled me like for a minute, and I was like, "Okay, I got it." You know, like it stuck with me. It might not be the best advice, but I'll never forget a moment where someone gave me advice as much as this dude, because that's what he told me. He goes, "No one ever gets anywhere without making jack moves." Do I know what that means? No, but in general, that might be the best advice I think I ever got. Shit I never released. I never put those songs out because they didn't belong to anything, in my opinion. You know, I was recording those songs and kind of thinking I was gonna put like a record together, but a demo, an EP, something. But I don't know. I wasn't focused, so I just accumulated these tracks, and that's kind of why I put them out. Because we had done the Game 7 record, you know, anybody who's watching knows about the Game 7 project. We did that, and then I didn't have anything on the solo end of things, so I feel like I needed to put a collection of something out, you know, in order to let people know that I was still making music, because I was really quiet aside from the Game 7 thing. So that's why they got put out, but the reason why they were just shit I never released is because they were never part of a real, none of them had a home. That's all that was. 2 collaborations on Watch Me Chew. On a track called Hush, my good friend Britt Rice sang a hook that I tried to sing at one point, and it wasn't because, it was because I couldn't do it very well, but having a female vocal on Hush actually created a bit of a character that was being rapped about in the verses. So it was kind of perfect, and Britt Rice delivered really, really well on that. And there's a track called Driven on there that I worked with my boys True Fam from Jersey. We did a show together, and then we started after the show. We were just rapping and talking about maybe doing something. They hit me with this beat, and they're like, "Here's the subject matter kind of thing. Like, what do you think? Maybe we can get a hook from you and get a verse from you." I'm like, "Well, I'll definitely get a verse, but let me see how I feel about the whole thing." I love Driven as well, you know, elaborate. Driven was a really cool track. So I hit them back with the hook and the verse, and they put their verse on it, and the contrast is perfect, and the hook's really cool. So we like that track. In short, no. I'm just very egotistical, and I loved that hook, so I took some words from it to title this. I don't know how to title this EP. It's short. So I wanted to call it Watch Me Chew, because I think that's dope. So no. Don't Go will not be the first release of Watch Me Chew. Don't Go is not on Watch Me Chew, actually. Don't Go is a beat that I found. I think it belongs to a UK rapper. It was a remix that a group did to his original track, so I felt like cheesy putting that on any kind of EP, but I love the beat, and you know, the juice track was cool too, but it was just a breakup track. That's not going to be on the EP. I think that, I mean, everyone kind of knows the difference between, you know, rap and other genres of music, hip-hop and other genres of music. I think that when you are writing songs, you have the ability to make that jump. I feel like when there's certain music and there's certain artists that can fucking work with a band, and there's ones that like don't have any business doing it. I'm not saying it's a sense of entitlement, but like you will not see 2 Chainz with a band. Not just this, and I don't want to see 2 Chainz with a band. I want to go to a show and get weird, but like I can work with a band. At least that's what we've been doing for the last 6 months. It's been going like really, really cool, and the band is crazy, and we've learned how to take tracks from the studio that I've rapped on, that I've completed, take them to the rehearsal space, email to everybody, everyone does their homework, and we let those tracks go somewhere else when we're rehearsing. So when we get to the shows, people show up and they're like, "Yo, Never Wrong was great, it was really different though, it wasn't anything like how I heard it." I'm like, that's why we do it. That's the best way to use it. See, when I go to the studio and I'm rapping over a beat that I may or may not have made or have had a hand in, there's not a whole lot of emotion in that as far as I'm concerned. I bring the emotion to that beat. Now I have 5 other dudes that are putting emotion in to the song as well. And we got 6 people. We got 6 different, wavelengths of energy and emotion coming through every single song. To me, personally, as an old drummer and stuff, that kind of amplifies the fun of it from an audience member's perspective, in my opinion. Maybe not always, but it's beneficial in a lot of ways.
Them off when the bottles get popped, didn't make him feel any better. Nah, he just blamed it on some bad weather. Started partying 8 days a week. The rage didn't sleep, didn't even know the names of the dames in the sheets. Yeah, and each day would repeat the birds and the bees, the lyrics and the beats used to